ukulele for the last couple of weeks. This is the first song that I know, or actually it's the second one. Hey, I'm Vagon, this is Psychedelic Actualization. On this channel we talk about topics like self-realization, self-actualization and working with psychedelics to live a more authentic and fulfilling life. So if you're interested, subscribe to the channel. Today I want to talk about my relationship to psychedelics and explain why I am scared of psychedelics. I'm just kind of vibrating and shaking while even thinking about that topic, because psychedelics can get very deep. Psychedelic experiences can be so humbling and so scary that you cannot even imagine. And I think in the psychedelic community, those aspects of the psychedelic experience are not emphasized enough, because those substances, those medicines can take you places. And I'm not entirely sure if these places are always the most beneficial ones, the most healing ones, even though there are phrases and they resonate with my being as well. It's like trust the medicine, see and embrace where it wants to take you, and learn from that experience whatever you need to learn from that experience. Those are valuable perceptions, of course, definitely. But I feel those substances, especially when you work longer and deeper with them, they can get very challenging. And they will take you to places, when you're serious about this work, that will definitely be very challenging. And this is part of the work, and we need to talk about it. So this is kind of a video for more experienced psychonauts, and also for beginners who are just tapping their toes into the water of psychedelics, or for people who are interested in psychedelics. Because working with psychedelics, I feel like, is kind of a relationship. We build a relationship with these different substances, and they take us on a journey. And this relationship, it deepens over the years of working with them. So, for example, I was working with DMT for at least half a year to a year before I was having my first encounters with other entities and with other beings, or with sacred geometry and visuals with closed eyes. Before I was having different experiences. So experiences change over time. Every experience that you have is very unique. And I don't know where I've picked that up, but I've heard somewhere from somebody that psychedelics tend to be very friendly to beginners. I think Terence McKenna talked about it, and a few others as well. And I find that to be, well, kind of true, because my first mushroom experience was horrifying, but it didn't let me to not explore those substances further, so that is kind of interesting. But first experiences tend to be very gentle and showing glimpses of this beautiful realm that we can enter, and the teachings that are waiting for us over there. And then when you work more and deeper with those substances, no matter if it's LSD or the mushrooms or the ayahuasca or the 5-MeO-DMT, you will definitely get to places that get more uncomfortable. You will have to face parts of consciousness and of yourself that are so uncomfortable that you just want to curl yourself up into a ball and cry out loud and just pray for safety or for the experience to end. And this is what those substances showed me. while working deeper with them, they showed me over and over again how important it is to be humble, to respect those substances. I have immense respect at the moment for those deeper realms of these states of consciousness, because they can get so damn intense. And they teach me over and over again the lesson that I don't know anything. We don't know anything. And there are states of consciousness and states of intelligence that are so beyond human that our human mind and our human intelligence cannot even grasp or fully integrate. And sometimes those states of hyper-intelligence or of hyper-awareness in these hyperspaces can get very scary. And yeah, I've had some terrifying experiences. For example, in Peru, one ayahuasca experience was very terrifying. It was a facing of death that was very uncomfortable for, I don't know if it was for my ego self, but it definitely shook me to the core of my being, and it made me question if I want to work further with this substance even. And that comes back around to the relationship with these psychedelics. Just as we have a relationship to food or to exercise or to another human being, we have a relationship to this substance. And of course it is important to trust this, to have trust and to build trust and to anchor that trust in that relationship. But sometimes, as you have a relationship with another human, you have a fight, you have challenging times, you have very challenging experiences that bring you to a kind of a breaking point, and you think about breaking up. But working further and still maintaining that relationship, which is what I want to do with these psychedelic substances, is very important. And to recognize these challenging experiences as experiences of learning and experiences of deepening the relationship. And honestly, I just don't know what I'm talking about. I have no idea how to, or I'm developing my understanding of how to deal with this place of fear of embarking on deeper journeys and continuing to embark on deeper journeys. Because at the same time, there is of course no rush to this process of getting deeper into those realms of experience. But at the same time, I have this little inner desire, that curiosity of exploring these realms, and of also this knowing that if I embark on this journey and I fully let myself go into it, I trust and I kind of have this inner knowing that it is gonna be a valuable experience for my own growth, because I have experienced the healing power of these substances, and I know that it is a kind of a cleansing and a purifying even those periods of suffering. I've read this really nice book, it's called LSD and the Mind of the Universe, and I will just reading some passages out of this book made me shiver and shake and question if I even want to continue to embark on this journey. I will read a short passage from The Ocean of Suffering, session 13 and 14 and 15, from this guy, Christopher Bache. Such a guy. He has embarked on 70 or 80 journeys of high dose LSD sessions over the course of his life, and has tripped on 600 micrograms of LSD quite frequently. And he writes, I was being overrun, assaulted, torn apart and thrown aside thousands of times. There was nothing I could do, nothing any of us could do. There was no escape. The horrors were relentless. And yet the torment cleanses one's being. It tears every piece of flesh off your body until you've died 1,000 times and cannot die anymore. And then you find ways to die some more. And he writes about this ocean of suffering in the first 25 sessions or so of his journey. And it made me question, it's like, do I want to embark on this journey of and just jumping into such an ocean of suffering? Of course, it doesn't have to be that way, but I feel I started to tap into that process of death and rebirth, and that process of dying 1,000 times. And I've just began to die a little bit, and I see the potential of where this could go. And this potential just scares the shit out of me, because it is so profound and deep, you know? And it scares the shit out of my ego, out of my personality, because I would have to let go of myself over and over and over again and embrace this higher reality that I know is part of myself, this all-embracing, all-encompassing thing that we are, consciousness, the absolute. And facing parts of consciousness that are so, from our human perspective at least, so ugly and so nasty, you know, like he's writing about the experience of experiencing the slaughtering of your kids as a mother, and as 1,000 mothers at the same time perceiving their kids to be slaughtered. It's like that's a facet of consciousness that exists, and we are that also. But being in those experiences and experiencing that as being real, and as you being responsible for that, and as you being that, that is scary. And those substances are powerful enough to take you to those places. And I just want to remind you and myself to be aware of that, and to really respect that potentiality of experience that lies in those realms, and not just naively embark on this journey, but to do it with care and with respect and with safety, and to kind of prepare yourself to go as deep as those experiences, if you want to go as deep as to reach this point of this experience. And also, of course, he also talks about the good sides of the psychedelic experience, the reward of the rebirth, of coming into the glory of the realization of God's love, and receiving that grace, and meeting your lover, meeting the absolute, and indulging ever deeper in states of infinite love, and of that process being worth going through all the suffering of just having a few moments with your beloved, with God. And that's also very beautiful. So, and I definitely want to get to that place. And even after hundreds of psychedelic experiences, I feel that I've not even began to get to this place, and that there are these deeper places that we can go to. And I think it is definitely not for everybody to get to these places. But for the very passionate psychonauts and for the very courageous people, there is much to explore. It's like, don't think that after you've had like 1 or 10 or maybe 50 psychedelic experiences that you know what's going on in these realms. It's just like come down to earth and be humble about the process and have respect. And I have so much respect. I'm the last year after my terrifying ayahuasca experience, I've had too much respect. So I had to be aware of that respect, but still muster up the courage to embark on deeper journeys again. And yeah, just continue to deepen that relationship with these substances. Thank you very much for watching. That is just what I wanted to share. How's your relationship to psychedelics? Do you want to try them? Have you tried them? Have you had scary experiences? I would like to know. Share in the comment section down below. Thank you very much for watching. Subscribe to the channel if you want to hear more trip reports of my journey of embarking into deeper and deeper states of this infinite reality that we are living in. And oh wow, I will see you in the next one. I love you all. Thank you very much. May the blessings of the universe be with you and all of us. Namaste.